Lesson 1-2, Variables and Expressions. From Lesson 1-1, we know that an expression is a combination of numbers and operations. An algebraic expression is a mathematical expression that consists of at least one variable. Okay, let's consider the following situation. Let's imagine that you currently have $200 saved up. You get a part-time job that pays $60 a week. So this expression, 200 plus 60W, represents the total amount of money that you have, where the variable W stands for the number of weeks you work. $200, of course, is your starting amount, and 60 is the amount you're getting paid each week. Now, if I were to ask you how much money you currently have, you wouldn't be able to tell me. Why? Because I haven't told you how many weeks you've worked. But what if I were to tell you that you worked, let's say, 5 weeks? How much money would you have saved after 5 weeks? So using the same expression, 200 plus 60W, I would replace W with 5 because I am now giving you a value for W. I'm telling you that you have worked 5 weeks. And now we will evaluate using the order of operations. Okay, well, we have two operations here, multiplication and addition. Order of operations tells us to multiply first. 60 times 5 gives us 300, and 300 plus 200 equals 500. So you would have $500 saved up after 5 weeks. How much would you have saved after 12 weeks? So when W is 12, the expression now reads 200 plus 60 times 12. Once again, I will multiply before I add. 60 times 12 gives me 720, and 720 plus 200 gives me $920. So you would have $920 saved up after 12 weeks. Okay, let's try a different example. Let's consider the expression 4x minus 3y. Now, if I were to tell you, evaluate this expression, you wouldn't be able to do it because you don't have values for x or y. But if I were to tell you that x equals 5, and y equals -2, you would be able to evaluate it. So the expression 4x minus 3y would now read 4 times 5, I'm replacing x with 5, minus 3 times -2, because I'm replacing y with -2. Okay, using the order of operations, 4 times 5 gives me 20, bringing down the rest of our expression. 3 times -2 gives me -6. And 20 minus -6 equals 26. So the expression 4x minus 3y equals 26 when x is 5 and y is -2. Let's try another one. Let's consider the expression -5z plus 7x minus 1, where z equals 6 and x equals -4. So in my expression, I'm going to replace z with 6 and x with -4. I will then follow my order of operations to evaluate. -5 times 6 gives me -30, bringing down the rest of my expression. 7 times -4 gives me a -28. I add and subtract from left to right. So negative 30 plus negative 28 is negative 58. And negative 58 minus 1 is negative 59. Okay, let's try one more. Let's consider the algebraic expression 3x plus 2 divided by y, where x equals 6 and y equals negative 4. So in my expression I will replace x with 6 and y with negative 4. And I will follow my order of operations. Three times 6 gives me 18. 18 plus 2 gives me 20. And 20 divided by negative 4 gives me negative 5. That's all there is to evaluating algebraic expressions.